Greetings and welcome to another Tech Tip with me, Ronnie Williams, your friendly neighborhood Greenbush Tech Integrator. And today's Tech Tip is on the topic of Google Keep. Google Keep? Did I just make up a new Google thing? No, Google Keep exists and it has for a long time, and it is a fantastic note-taking option to tie together all of your Google products. So if you use Gmail, Docs, any of that good Google stuff, Google Keep is the place that you're going to want to start taking your notes. So let's get started. A couple of things that I want to go over with Google Keep, and that is the basics of it, the different kinds of notes that you can take, as well as some of the features of Gmail integration and the mobile features that you can utilize if you have the application downloaded on your phone. So this is Google Keep. This is what your home screen would look like after you had a couple of different notes added to it. So my screen is dark, and that's because I have the dark theme enabled. So probably yours will look like this whenever you get in. If you want it to look dark, hit that gear icon and click Enable Dark Mode. All right, so at the top here, I've got a pinned note, and it's got the things that I just told you that I'm going to go over right there at the top, just kind of as a reminder for me. So that kind of lets you know that that's a feature. You can pin notes, and if you pin them, they'll just come right to the top up here. So let's launch in here and talk about this first one, different types of notes. So whenever you click Take a Note, you have the option to immediately start typing a note. You can title your note, and you can add different kinds of notifications. You can collaborate with somebody else. So if you wanted students to utilize Google Keep and to take notes together, to collaborate on that, they have the option to do that. You can change the color of the note to make it stand out from the rest of the crowd. You can add an image on top of it. You can make it go away and archive it, or you can click the three dots, which is the menu, and in there you can delete the note. You can add a label. You can add a Google drawing. You can make a copy of the note. You can show checkboxes, and you can bring this note over to Google Docs. And any of this stuff is undoable by just clicking undo. But this is just your very basic note. I've typed on it. I've started it. So as soon as I click close, there's my note. I can click into it at any time and continue editing it whenever I want, and it shows me the last time that it was edited, and if I hover over it, also the time that it was created. So the next kind of note that we can take, the next option, is a list. And so if I click New List, then I can continue making a list by typing out different items. So maybe this is a grocery list, so I need to pick up some bread, and I need to pick up some milk, and I need to pick up some chocolate ice cream. It's possible. This is a list, so I'm going to title it my shopping list, and I'm going to click Close, and it's not pinned, so it put it down here, and as I complete items on that list, I don't have to click into the list in order to check them off. I can just click off milk, and it goes away, but it's still there and lets me know that I've completed it. You can take this to the next level by adding a collaborator to this document, and then each of you have the ability to check items off of a list. So you don't have to wonder, well, are you getting this task done? Am I getting this task done? Where are we at on the project? You have a collaborator on here, and you both have the ability to go in and click checks next to that and mark items off of a list. So the next one that we want to show you is a new note with a drawing. So if I click that, that pops me into the Google Drawing interface. So within here, I can write, and it's really hard to write with a mouse pad, but I'm doing a decent job of it. If you're on mobile, this is much easier because you can use your finger kind of as a stylus and write in there. You have something that's a little bit thicker, and of course you can change all of the nice colors and do an even thicker brush stroke if you want with the marker there. There it goes. And then you can also highlight text. So we're going to highlight this word right here. Right, we're highlighting it. And then if you want to make it a little easier to do some typing, you can throw some square grid lines on there, or some dots, or even some rules, so like it looks like a notebook paper. So once I'm done with that one, I just click back. Now I've got my thumbnail of my Google drawing that I started to take with Google Notes. Here's my title, Start of Something Brilliant. And I'm going to close that. And there's that note. It's right there, nice and small. If I want to access it again, I just click it. I can click it again even and go right back into where I was at before with that Google drawing and continue to edit it. Maybe this is something that I want to access real quick next time I'm in here. Don't know why, but maybe I do. Here's this little pen tab, and I can click that, and it will make it so that it pops up at the top under my pinned items. All right, so the last kind of note that you can take is a new note with an image. So we'll click that. And I've actually already got one that's created that I'll show you over here. There's a cute little guy right there. So with an image, you have the ability to upload the high resolution image. Man, he's cute. You can upload a high resolution image. You have a title. You can continue on with your description. But you can also click that image while you're at this point, and then it will allow you to click this little pin right here, and that will allow you to do some editing on top of the image. So we can very playfully, this is what I always default to, of course, we can put a mustache on cute little Beckett there, just for fun. But we're not going to keep that. We're going to undo it. We're going to undo it. We're going to keep it just how it is, because he's perfect just how he is. Then we can close that note, and it keeps it just how it was whenever we started it. There it is. One thing I do want to mention is that it is possible to start getting a lot of different notes here. If you find one that's kind of out of order, you can always click and drag your notes around anywhere on the screen. And another way to keep these organized is much like my tip with Gmail, with labeling, you can label notes. So you can see some of these have some different labels that are already created here, the keep types. And then over here on the left-hand side, we've got a label that's called keep types. So if I click keep types, all of the labels that I have labeled with the word keep types is going to populate there. I can go back to my notes and I can see that I've got way more notes than that. So as you start adding notes, it might be hard to keep organized. So this could be a very easy trick to keep you organized. So to label something, you can do that at any time. You just hover over it, go into that menu, and click Change Labels. And this is just like Gmail, so you can create a new label. So we will call it New Label Type. And then just click Create. And you can double label things also if there's some overlapping on some things. So now we click New Label Type, and there's our new label type that we created. All right, so we just completed the first section, so we're going to cross that one off of the list because now you know all about the different types of notes that you can take within Google Keep. And we're going to mosey on over to talking about Gmail integration. I had no idea this existed, and I use Gmail all of the time. So let's say that we're in Gmail, and if you look right over here to the right, there's this Keep note icon. I'd seen it before. I didn't really know what it was there for, didn't know how to use it. But this really helps me out because I get a lot of emails from different places, and sometimes I need to make a note of either why I received that email or what I need to do with it, or just to remember to pass along information to somebody without actually sending an email. So we're going to open one of the issues of the Greenbush Gazette, which is an internal newsletter that we have here at Greenbush. And I'm going to click that Google Keep icon over there to the side. And then I'm going to click Take a Note. Now I'm going to call this Greenbush Gazette. And I'm going to say, I need to send this to Doug. And you can see that the Gmail logo is already populated here. And I'm going to go ahead and click Done. And we're going to go back to Google Keep. And now you can see that a new note has already been populated. So we'll go ahead and click that and open it up. And it's the same information that I have. But if I click that Gmail logo, it is going to open the email that was open whenever I clicked that Google Keep note. Exactly where I left off, so I can reference it again. And it even has my notes right here next to me if I needed to remember what note it was that I took. Yes! I love this feature. All right, so that wraps up our second item, so we'll go ahead and cross it off the list. And last but not least, we need to talk about the mobile features of Google Keep. So there's a native application for Google Keep on both iOS devices and Android. If you download it, your notes are going to talk to each other. So if you type a note on your computer, you'll automatically be able to see it on your phone and vice versa. There is an added feature on the mobile version, which is an audio recording feature. So this is a voice note. So I will click this one. This is one that I recorded on my phone using the Google Keep application. And what it does is it allows you to record your audio, but as you're recording the audio, it also transcribes your audio into a written format. So check this out. This is a test of Google Keep's text-to-speech. So we've all been there with text-to-speech applications where it just doesn't work. The translation doesn't quite articulate exactly what you were trying to say. So I love the fact that it not only records your audio so you can go back and review it, but it also goes ahead and transcribes that audio. This could be a perfect tool to use for students that require some kind of tech integration piece in order to make curriculum a little bit more approachable for their differentiated needs. You also have the ability to download audio for later, so maybe you want to record some directions that you're giving to your class and you want to download this and post it on a Google Classroom. So Google Keep gives you the ability to do that with the mobile version of the app. You cannot record your voice using the desktop version of Google Keep. So that is going to wrap up this week's Greenbush Tech Tip on Google Keep. Hope you found it interesting. Hope you find it useful. And remember, if you think technology support and training, please think Ronnie at Greenbush. Thank you.